This is Kevin Mann with Outside the Games. Thank you so much for joining our show. We got a special guest for you. This is Dave IULI. He is a offensive defensive lineman. Yeah, pick your poison where you want him on the trenches. You got to face him. He goes to Puyallup High School in the state of Washington. Dave, nice to have you on the program, man.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. You know, I appreciate you guys. I've been knowing you guys back when we first met as well with Mutter. So, you know, it's just a great experience. I'll hop on this call and start interviewing with you. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get started.
Appreciate you very much. Thank you so much. That's very kind to say. Hey, well, we start out with family. We always start there, Dave, because, again, family means such a huge piece to as far as who you are, what you're about, what makes you, Dave. Tell us a little bit about your family and how you would define that.
Well, you know, to me, especially being Polynesian, being raised up in a culture where family is one of the biggest things, and, you know, to be honest with you, this is what family is what strives me to become better every day and to get better at the sport I love. But if I were to describe family in one word, would be love. You know, I really don't get nothing from my family but love. You know, all the support I got behind me, especially my family in Samoa, Vegas, California, over there in Florida. You know, I have so much family around the world, and, you know, having everyone support and texting me, making sure I do this, do that, do this, do that, making sure I stay on top of my grade is just awesome. You know, it's an awesome experience. So it almost definitely, my family's number one in me in the world. So yes, sir.
I tell you, the support is huge. And it sounds like what you were describing is it's huge because it's all over. Tell me this, Dave, who are your mentors and why? Because sometimes you have family, and is it mom and dad, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we'll start, first of all, with mom and dad.
Yep.
Mom and dad, they provide different roles for you. And
yes,
start out with dad. What has dad been able to provide for you as a person and a player, being a student athlete? How has he been able to provide the important things for you for that development?
Well, you know, I can't lie to you, man. I love my king and queen. You know, those two are my king and queen in my heart and soul. And, you know, growing up as a kid, no one ever believed in me. You know, I was just a little kid that had weight, and, you know, I was just big for nothing, you know. My dad has been paying for my FBU trips, football university. We've been traveling when I was young, so he can help me get that exposure. He's been paying for everything I've been going through, you know, especially for football. And he's also been that father figure to me. You know, without my father, you know, I don't think I'll be the man I am today. And, you know, coming from my dad too, that's the biggest person I look up to. You know, every time I hit that field, he always tells me, son, be strong, you know, and, you know, he's also a side joke guy too, you know? So, yeah, for sure. My dad is one of the most important people in my life, and he's been providing for me since day one, paying everything. So yeah, that's how my father is.
That's strong. That's strong. What about your mom? Because, again, she's going to play a different role for you. What does she provide for you, Dave?
Well, you know, my mom provides me that life experience as well, man. You know, coming from the queen, I love my mom. She's always ride or die. You know, she's always a get down person. But, you know, my mom as well has been doing the same thing. But, you know, it's kind of different because, you know, my father he works with trucks, so he provides everything for me by learning up and growing outside the house. My mom, she wants to, you know, she's providing me and make sure when I go to college, make sure I'm clean, know I'm cooking, you know, everything like that. So yeah, for sure, my queen, she's everything to me, and she's been teaching me a lot more about life, especially inside the house and about grades. You know, she's been on me about my grades all the time because she's been through it, and, you know, she's the reason why I got good grades. So yes, sir.
Well, I'll tell you, and that's the balance that makes you, and I think that's with mom and dad, they play a part. Now, we were talking earlier a little bit about mentorship, because mentors can kind of follow outside of that, or, you know, your parents and that extension, as we would say. Who are your mentors and why?
Oh, well, you know, two of my mentors will definitely have to be my Mutter coach. You know, my Mutter coach and my AEP coach, Coach Alonga and Coach Ava. You know, both of them are, you know, great mentors because growing up in the recruiting process, because they've been through it as well. My uncle Alonga went to the University of Hawaii. He's seen the recruiting process. Coach Ava went to the University of Boise. So he's seen it all as well. So having those two and balancing everything throughout what I need to know through the recruiting process is really great as well. Especially my head coach over there at Puyallup Vikings. So through three of those coaches has been great mentors to me, and they're the reason why I'm here as well. So yes, sir, I give big credits to them.
You touched a little bit about on academics and how mom sees that as important, especially, your king and your queen. I love how you address them. That was awesome. Tell me, as far as the academics, going to Puyallup High School in the state of Washington, how important is the academics to you, Dave, especially being a student athlete?
Well, academics is big for me, man. Like what my queen said, my mom said, yeah, and my father said, hey, you can't go nowhere without them grades, and I get it all the time. I get it all the time from coaches and everything. Athletic, having them grades, you could be athletic as you want, but then grades, if they see that there's nothing in that brain, you can't go nowhere. Right. So, I do struggle with grades sometimes, but I always get through it just because I got all the support I need and all the love from Puyallup High School as well, all the teachers. So, grades is definitely another number one thing to me, for sure.
I thought I'd share with something with you because it was from another student athlete we talked to, is that, and it's great when you talk to different student athletes, they all have different ideas. And so this idea I thought was interesting when it comes to tutoring, and how tutoring sometimes can be seen as like, oh, okay, I'm not very smart, so I need a tutor. Not so much, not so fast.
Yes, sir.
Tutoring is something that can accelerate or make you better in the classroom. So
yes, sir.
How do you take advantage of tutoring if you do get it, when you do find that you are struggling academically with some kind of subject?
Well, let me tell you, man, I can't lie to you. I already had a tutor, especially in my math. I did have a tutor, and having a tutor does not mean that, you're dumb or anything. I think having a tutor is a great experience. Being able to work one-on-one with a person and understanding that vibe and connection as well is way different from a classroom. A classroom is way different from a person tutoring you. Yeah, it could get boring sometime there, but you got to think about the end. It's definitely worth it. But having a tutor is most definitely one of the most helpful things ever, especially when it comes to academics.
I love what you said there about the end result. That's the focus.
Yes, sir.
It's not what you're going through. You got to think about the end result. So that was a good point there. With regards to your relationship that you have with your teachers, and I think that's a big thing. You got to, it's all about people, and it's all about relationships. And so, like, relationships with your coaches, you want to make sure you have that good understanding communication. You have to do that with your teachers. Tell me about your relationship with your teachers. How do you make your teachers the best teacher that can teach you what subject they're discussing?
Well, all my teachers love me, man. For me to understand a teacher, I think they just got to do them. I never want to let a teacher know, oh, I want you to do this, do that. I just want the teacher to do himself. I think the biggest thing is that, that the teachers, they don't only just, look at me as one of their students, but they look at me as a son as well, and a leader. So, that's one, every teacher that I've ran into, I'm like the biggest guy in class, and they always tell me, hey, you got to be the leader guy out here, and, having those teachers right by my side as well and being a big supporter. My teachers are great, my choir teacher, everyone and stuff like that. It's just an awesome experience to have people like that love you and be by your side. So it's great.
Yeah. Here at Outside the Games, we don't let the teachers off the hook. So
yeah,
we kind of make sure that they're doing their job. And again, they are doing their job. And we know that.
Yes, sir.
Tell by your expressions they are. How do you as a student make it easier for the teacher, though, when it comes to the classroom, when you were in the classroom?
Yeah. Making it easier for a teacher, I think, every teacher is not going to have an easy experience, especially when it comes to high school, But for me, making it easy for a teacher, I just sit down and I don't really talk that much, man, and especially like, I always help out and stuff like that too. You know, whenever I'm done with my work, sometimes I see a teacher, he hangs stuff outside of the room and stuff. You know, I can definitely help with those kind of stuff too, you know. So making it easy for a teacher for me is just by simply doing the little things, because little things do matter, man. Little things do matter. Sitting down, being quiet, and just listen. You know, so yeah, most definitely just doing what you got to do to be successful.
I mean, that I love what you said there, because I think the student athlete has said this many times. It's the little things, and those little things can make a difference between a B and an A.
Yes, sir. Always, always. You know, if you really have a good bond with a teacher, you could go from, think about it. You could go from a B plus, you're at an 89%, and you don't got anything else to turn in to make it A. Your teacher could love you so much that she could just bump it up to that A. You know, so you know, having a really good relationship with a teacher is just a great thing to have for sure.
Yeah, and take us through Puyallup High School. Get us to
Yes, sir.
what the Viking culture's like in
Yes, sir.
Puyallup High School. Take us to take outside the games on a tour. What is it like? What's the vibe like there?
Let me tell you, man, the vibe as a freshman coming in, man, as a freshman, seeing the football experience is just unbelievable, man. You know, I to be honest, Puyallup was not an ordinary school. You know, you come in and you just feel welcome at home. You know, and I feel like it all depends on you on how you feel about it. Don't you know? Everyone has their differences. Everyone has their ways, but I feel like Puyallup is just a game changer, and that's why I never thought about switching schools or anything, because one, the you know, the academics is great. You know, percentage of graduation is 95%. That's awesome. The rate of football, they almost get close to semifinals every year, which is crazy. You know, and we don't have a lot of that. The academics and the athletic is crazy as well. So, it's definitely a great school and a great process to go through. So, yeah, Puyallup is an awesome school, and I love it.
Oh, I love that. I love to hear your experiences, what it's like to be in Puyallup. State of Washington obviously is getting a lot of players noticed, and it's not known as just the state of Washington. I mean, there are players and student athletes coming from their male and female that are
Yes, sir.
big programs. So tell me what it's been like to have the spotlight somewhat on Puyallup and that experience, getting media attention and getting some attention there from different schools.
Well, man, it's been a while, especially at Puyallup. It's been a while since someone has blew up, like this. And being getting that attention, media attention, especially being at Puyallup, I look at it as a blessing, man. It's literally a blessing. I don't take no advantage for it. I'll tell you, I there's kids out here that really want that opportunity, but I have the opportunity. So I always take it as an advantage, and it's just a blessing, man. Receiving media at Puyallup, everyone tells me, hey, everyone just calls me a star now, man. Every time I walk down the hallway, they're like, hey, what's up, superstar? I'm like, hey, keep this hustle humble, man. It's all about humbleness. Though, we haven't seen the end results right now. It's just the process. That's what we're looking at. So yeah, so having all the attention and media, especially all the offers, is just a blessing. Yes, sir.
I like how you point to that as our stay grounded. You always got to stay grounded in the process, because
Yeah.
a lot of times the attention can take you in other avenues of,
Yes, sir.
who you are. So let's take a look at Mutter What. Mutter What is an organization that has been put together for the linemen and for those to also the strength, bigger, faster, stronger, competing. They do it different. We were there actually to take in a little bit of what they do there.
Yeah.
Take me through that what that experience is like for those that aren't a part of Mutter What, but want to be and kind of see what you do.
Well, man, Mutter has been my home and my main gym forever. Since I started, I was one of his first ever students right when they opened the gym. So, being with Mutter, it's just different, man. It's just different. And that's why, look at the gym now. We built this gym up for 3 years now. And now, Coach Alwunga almost knows every connection. every connection to every college coach. And, it's also thanks to him and my auntie. My auntie was my nutrition and health care. So that's why I lost almost 35 pounds to her. So, that's, those two combined, one person that knows a lot about strength and speed and another person that knows a lot about nutrition and health that could help you. And the good thing about it is just they know every technique as well. Mutter is hard, but it's just to a point where it's a test to see where you're at and to see how fast and how hard you want to push yourself. Because hey, I'm telling you, man, it's a different type of workout. It's really different. We go from biceps. Oh, we go in biceps again. We go in biceps again. It's biceps all day, man. It's gonna kill you. And doing like leg and chest day in the same day is just crazy. So yeah, Mutter is definitely a great experience.
We got a chance to, outside the games, got a chance to really get to know what the polyculture and the American Samoa and what that culture is like. I mean, mentioned Alex Fuimano, who is
Yes, sir.
actually out here with Island Boy Camp out in Oregon. He does a lot, and they discussed a little bit what it's like to be from American Samoa, the poly athlete, because a lot of times it was about the linemen, right? You got you have a lot of different, just to name one, but there's a lot of plethora of poly athletes and American Samoa athletes that were basically, linemen, and now we're starting to see skill position. Marcus Mariota wins a Heisman Trophy at Oregon. So tell me what the culture's like, and how has it been able to withstand from going from lineman up to now skill position, and what has that been like?
Man, that's just another one big part of thing in my life, and being a Samoan guy and being a Samoan kid, teenager, especially coming to America, it's a huge opportunity, man. Especially there's a reason why we have these, there's a reason why, passed down from generation to generation, it's all in us. And, being, especially coming from me, I was born in the islands and I see the things out there that it's so much a better life out here, yeah, people say that's paradise, but, being out there, that's really not going to get you nowhere. So, it's just that hunger in us, man. It's literally the hunger, we see Tua out here. We see it's literally hunger. And that's why, and our biggest thing is glory to God. It's all blessings. And I think that's what's a great thing about being poly, because it's not only you grow up in a place where it's hard and you have hunger in you, but you also have a family that's so hard on you, that's so hard on you, that wants you to be successful. So for sure. Yes, sir. Being poly is just great.
And it's really not just on the field. You got people like, that you can look up to, somebody like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Who is somebody that actually, he wanted to play football professionally. He had $7 to his name. He's created a mogul empire in entertainment.
Yeah.
It's just one of those examples of that hard grind. You never stop. You keep going.
Yes, sir.
It's all about the culture and the family that's been supportive to get you through that.
Yes, sir. Always. And, we got to do what we got to do to feed our family. And, even seeing The Rock, it was just great, because look at him. He's still saying he loves his mom, loves his mom. He just bought his house for her dad. It just keeps coming in. And when I tell you, man, if I ever get that paycheck in the NFL, so much of that money is going straight to my parents and my family, and all my supporters. So yes, sir. Yeah, having that kind of experience growing up in the Polynesian culture is just awesome. And, we're just grateful for it.
Oh, that's beautiful to hear. Beautiful to hear. Tell me, as far as one of the student athlete challenges, because we did talk about that, one of it was trying to handle media and what that's like. But when it talks to like time management, Dave, how do you manage your time when it comes to being a student athlete with the books and, being prepared for game day and film room and understanding your position, if it's going to be on offense or defense, right?
Yes, sir. My time management is very busy, man. I can rarely hang out with friends, even on the weekends, and to be honest with you, I almost work out about 3 times a day. 3 times a day, or 2 times a day, depending on how I'm feeling. But, time management, think about it, man. You want to start right now before it just starts happening in the future. You know, life is never easy, man. And that's what my pops always said. If you want it, you got to go get it. You know, life is never easy. It's never going to come easy. And, you know, especially come from my parents when they used to be broke as well. You know, it's a big thing come from them. But time management is big because I just want to get prepared right now before I go to college and the same thing happens, right? So, you know, there's a lot of things that's going to happen. But time management right now is just it's just another thing for me to keep on going through, you know, keep going for it and not stopping.
And that's one thing we respected a lot and loved a lot about the culture was those from Samoa, American Samoa, are giving monies to others so that they can prosper and do better. And
Yes, sir.
that thought process is that eventually, if you are able to prosper and do well, you give back to family, and that's why family is so strong and important.
Always, just like Troy Polamalu, man. Look what he did. You know, this guy, top NFL player, especially, you know, as a Polynesian, he gave almost about, you know, 5 million to Samoa. You know, that's insane, man. Help with their football and everything. Now they got computers that they never seen at school. You know, so yeah, most definitely. If I ever make it to the big leagues, I'm most definitely giving it back to my home as well.
Oh, we love that. You know, looking at the aspect of linemen, and when it comes to like, there is no 7-on-7 for linemen. Come on, the skill guys get all the love, but
Yes,
we
sir.
can't forget about the trenches, and that's why there's a 5-on-5. Tell me what that development on 5-on-5, you know, training has meant for you, and how important that is.
Well, yeah, you know, 5-on-5 has helped me so much, man, so much. Especially missing my whole sophomore year, and you know, missing my whole sophomore year, and I'm coming back. That 5v5 really helped because it's just getting me back into my groove day by day as I train. You know, so and it's not only that, I surpassed the level where I was. So, you know, I wanna get better and better. And, you know, even though season's delayed, that should give me more time to be a beast, you know, be a deadly guy on the field, you know. So there should be no excuses why, you know, I should be dominating at all. You know, and that's one of my biggest goals is just the 5v5 with my coach Ava. My technique coach has been awesome. Going to camps, you know, destroying it, you know, being that most aggressive guy. So yeah, the 5v5 has definitely helped me throughout my process, and especially missing my sophomore year.
Wow. Yeah. There's always challenges and adversity, right? And it could be in the classroom, attending school. It could be, you know, injury. It could be anything. How does Dave look at adversity and challenges? How do you deal with those? Because sometimes they can be anguishing, you know, mentally and really be problematic. But how do you get through something like that? Obviously, support from the family means a lot, but you have to also, there's some ownership to you on a psychological level that you have to battle through.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, I look at the struggles as thinking of just think of it as workouts, okay? Look, if you tell your brain you can't go another one, what is your whole body gonna do? Right? It's all up here, man. And I think that's what's the biggest thing is you could just never let the little things bring you down, man. And you know, and I already knew it's just life is just gonna come a different way. Life is just gonna go up and down. You know, there's gonna be good times, bad times, but guess what? Everyone got to stand back up. You know, I see so many people do it. Why can't I do it? You know what I mean? So, you know, standing up and, you know, getting up and fight again is just, you know, another one of my biggest keys, man. You know, I'm a guy that never gives up, and I'm a guy that never lets struggle get in my way, because struggle is going to happen no matter what. So, you know, life and the adversity of it is just going to happen, you know? And for me, I just fight through it, and I just, you know, I find a way to get through.
Now, as a player, I know Dave loves pancakes on the offensive line. Tell me what it's like to be on the offensive line and what that experience is like to be able to make a good play. How do you feel? And what do you do about your coaches, especially the offensive coordinator or the offensive line coach? How do they help you be the best offensive lineman you can be?
Well, you know, man, being an offensive lineman, man, being the top guy, especially when everyone looks up at me, I just want to eat, dog. You know, I'm a guy that loves to eat. I want to destroy. I want to show everyone why I'm here, you know? And, you know, missing sophomore season, you know, everyone think I fell back. Nah, man, I didn't. it's comeback time. You know, I'm back, baby. Where the love at? You know, you know. So being aggressive is definitely, and getting pancakes. That's definitely one of my biggest keys, because it strives for me. You know, putting someone down on their butt and their face. You know, that's just good, enjoying time. You know. So yeah, that's one of the biggest things about being a lineman for me, is not only having pancaking somebody, but having that type of aggressive, but having humbleness in you. So most definitely.
And you move that to the defensive line, you're chasing quarterback or you're chasing the ball, you're making a play. This guy's going to be hungry. So you move over from pancakes to now time to eat.
Yes, sir. Time to eat. And, you know, being that defensive lineman, you know, I didn't get that many reps as my freshman year, but going to camps and trying it out, that, you know, it's a different side of the ball game, especially on defense, you know, and defense has to do a lot with hunger and, you know, getting into that mentality of just trying to get someone and kill somebody. So, yeah, most definitely defense has to be my favorite as well, man.
You know, we've talked to, outside the games, has talked to a plethora of college coaches, and we've kind of understood that it's been a thing of where you got to bring value to whatever program, if it's high school, college, the NFL, you got to bring value to that team or that organization. So knowing a couple of positions or being able to be used in a different positions on the field does bring a huge value when it comes to the student,
Sure.
correct?
Yeah, always, you know, especially as being, you know, talking about college, man, that's a big move, you know. I think talking about college for me is just, like I said, a big move, man. You know, that's just another big step to life, you know, and I want to make sure I'm well prepared for that. And you're definitely right, you know, everything that you said is definitely 100% true, man. You know, nothing's gonna come easy, and I feel like going to our next step in college is definitely gonna hit me hard.
Yeah, and I'm sure you'll be ready. I'm sure you'll be ready. Let's talk Puyallup Vikings and what that season was last year. And again, we don't know what 2021 looks like. I know there's just with COVID-19, it's unprecedented. Everybody's it's just new to people, and they're trying to figure it all out. But you know, we're taking, you know, social distancing, masks, and hand sanitation. All that stuff is being done. But when it comes to the season last year, take me through what season was like. Take outside the games through that.
Well, you know, like I said, man, I missed my sophomore season, and being out, you know, was just a bummer to me, you know, being on the sideline, watching the brothers that I've trained with since a freshman year playing without me, it was just a struggle, dog. And you know, it was just, but it was also a humble experience. You know, it brought me back to life. You know, that's what made me hungry. And you know, being outside for that long and missing the game that long, that just drove me more to become better at the game. So, and especially
You found out something about yourself, though, right? You found out, like,
yeah.
I'm a cheerleader now. I got to cheer my teammates. I got to get them ready. I got to become
Oh yeah.
like a coach.
Oh yeah, you know that's one big thing too. You know, I always made sure my teammates were straight. You know, when they'll even come on the sideline, or you know, I would just tell them what they're doing wrong and try to help them. Hey, like, here's what I'm seeing that you're not seeing in the game. You know, look at that safety. He's always blitzing from that outside. Look at that outside linebacker. We got to pick him up. You know, there's the little things matter, especially when it comes to my teammates. You know, I want to make sure that, and that's one big key, is always communicating. Having communication on the field. If you don't have that, you're not going to win in games, man. So yeah, for sure, cheering the team on and watching out for them was a big thing.
So, I mean, there's a lot to look forward for 2021, of course, because there'll be a chance for you to get back on the field to play. And really, I think what it does is that your teammates remember you help them
Yes,
out, give them encouragement. So likely encouragement will follow back to your end and motivate you. What do you want to get out of 2021 if there is a season and we can definitely get some playing time going?
what I want to get out of 2021, my junior season, is just being a top player, man. I just want to come back. I want to come back and show everyone that I still have it. And, you know, that's what a lot of coaches are looking forward to as well. You know, a lot of coaches at UW, Oregon, they said, you know, my first game, they're coming. they're coming, man. They're coming to watch, and that's another big thing for me too. Is just it's just coming back, man, and having that bond again, feeling what football's like, the Friday night games, feeling what that's like, especially with COVID getting away. Yeah, yes, sir. That's my biggest challenge. That's my biggest challenge and my biggest goal right there is just to come back.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, we have Dave IULI. He is a offensive defensive lineman. You can put him anywhere in those trenches. Class of 2022 at Puyallup, the state of Washington. GPA, how are you doing in GPA?
GPA is great as well. My GPA is at like a 3.4 right now. It's great as well. So, but junior season is coming as well. Not only junior season, but junior class. I want to make sure that I'm gonna be better. Get higher than 3.4. So, yeah, that's one of my main goals as well, is having the greatest GPA that I can.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, and obviously, if it's possible to get to a state title, to get through the playoffs, to get to a state title. Tell me what team is coming back.
Teams that are coming back that we're going to go against?
Your team. How does your team look coming back for the next year, for 2021? How are you guys looking?
When I tell you we're stacked, man, we are looking like we're unstoppable, man. I'm telling you that we have so many guys that our whole line is Polynesians. Our whole line is guys that are 6'4". And above, having Luke Holcomb back there with me, and having good running backs and also a lockdown defense. That's crazy. Our team's looking to be pretty good, but, we just need to stay in that mindset where we can't just let that get to us, We got to make sure that we're doing good and we're sticking together as a team, keeping that bond. We still have Zoom together to make sure that we're having that bond together. So, yeah, we can't let that get to us because it's a step-by-step, especially working with the team,
How important what's the relationship that you have with your coaches, and why is that so important to always keep a good relationship with your coaches?
Well, having a good relationship with my coaches is just important, especially with my head coach, Coach Jeffers. Coach Jeffers has been the number one guy for me. Having a bond with him was awesome, especially my freshman year. I always made the coaches laugh. I was always that goofy guy. That's why. So that's why I just had that great experience. And, it was awesome being able to start my freshman year as well, because that great experience with my coaches was just another level for them to seeing me, and having a bond with my coaches is just awesome.
What's the recruiting process been like for you? I mean, even as a sophomore, and you still got a junior, senior season to go. Well, what's been the recruiting process for you, and how have you been able to get through some of that? Because again, COVID-19 has gave us something different. You can't hard to go on visits because again, COVID. Nobody's at really campus. You're getting virtual tours. Take me through what that experience is like now, Dave.
The recruiting process has been great. Like I said again, it's just a blessing. Having all these colleges hit me is just awesome. And a lot of kids don't get this kind of experience like I do every day. But it's been great overall. I've been keeping in touch with all the coaches as well, especially when I go on visits. I can't go on visits right now, but when I used to go on visits, like at Oregon and UW, it was a great experience. So yeah, recruiting process was it's just been a blessing for me.
The love is being felt.
Yes, sir. Always. I always get the love, Coach.
I love it. Well, I tell you, I appreciate having you on our program and talking a little bit about Puyallup, Washington, especially your team, where you've been and how things are looking. Again, what have you been able to do when it comes down to training under this COVID-19? How has that been for you? Again, social distancing, masks. There's a lot of different. It's a new norm now. How have you been able to deal with that?
Sorry. Well, I think it's been great for me. Having 2 training or 3 workouts a day has been great, especially with my coach Ava, with my technique that will help me a lot with football and the process. And, even Coach Alonga Mutter, that's been helping me with my conditioning and losing weight and lifting. So, I go to those 2 back to back every day. And I think that's just like a great thing. One, learning about the game, and one, learning about your body, you know, getting stronger and, you know, learning in football. So I think it's just a great experience, especially my working out, most definitely.
So if you haven't fallen in love with this student athlete, Dave IULI, I don't know what's wrong with you, because, boy, this guy had charisma, personality, and I tell you, I know the coaches out there and Puyallup High School, I know that the football program, they love you. Are you doing anything with track at all?
Track, hey man, I'm doing track too. You know, I'm an overall guy when it comes to sports. And I was gonna do track last year, but you know, it got canceled. And not only that, it was just I wanted to focus on my junior year of coming back to football. So, you know, I was getting that knee right and making sure I was straight before I could just start doing any other sports. But most definitely, man, you're gonna also see me on that center spot or at basketball. So, you know, I'm too overweight to do wrestling, so I can't do wrestling. But it's all good, you know. But most definitely, you'll see me out there on the track field and the basketball court.
Well, I tell you, this is a student athlete that's performing not only in the classroom, and we'll say online, because again with COVID now, but he's also doing it on the field and in whatever sport that he chooses to play. That's huge. Well, I appreciate having you on our program, Dave IULI. Again, class of 22. He is a offensive defensive lineman in the trenches. Boy, he's really anywhere, you know, on that football field, because I know he's hungry to do whatever it needs to be done.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate you guys too. Outside of the games, you guys were my first ever interview. So, you know, when I heard that, when you reminded me last night that the interview was today, you know, I was excited, especially you, Kev, you know, you've been that guy since day one. So, you know, I have a lot of respect for what you guys are doing, and you're most definitely helping out the community with these other players as well. And, you know, outside of the games, it's just getting started, baby. You are just getting started. You guys are going to go to bigger places, bigger stuff. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm most definitely looking forward to seeing you guys in the future.
We appreciate that very much, man. That's very kind of you, kind of you to say.
Yes, sir.
So thank you so much for being on our program, but we're not done. We got this thing called the Quick Blitz. We hit you up with some things to peel back the layers to get to know Dave IULI a little bit better. Favorite food, my friend?
Favorite food, man. Gotta be my mom's cooking, man. Mom and dad's cooking. You know, dad's barbecue and mom's mashed potato is unstoppable for me, man. That got to be my favorite food.
Food is never a problem at home.
Oh, never. It's never an issue at home, man. You know, mom's always cooking something good in the kitchen. So, you know, yeah, always gotta eat good. Yes. That was the reason why I got all this on me, you know. Dessert. Oh. Chocolate, man. Chocolate cake or something. But yeah, I'm not really a dessert guy, but if I had to pick one, most definitely a chocolate cake, you know, with some like a bazooka
the cookie ice cream.
Yeah, bazooki. Yes sir. The bazooki, that top favorite one.
I've actually had that for the first time. What an amazing creation that is, and they put the name with that. That's just an amazing dessert.
And it's really simple.
Yeah, it is. Apple or Android, and why?
Apple, for sure. You know, hey man, when it comes to me, I'm an expensive guy. I don't know why, but you know, most definitely Apple. You know, having an iPhone is most definitely worth it.
Favorite shoe to wear?
Probably my Jordan 1s, man. The Jordan 1s, just comfortable. And you know, I like to look fly, man.
Favorite cleat to wear?
Adidas cleats, for sure. Low cuts. You know, a lot of guys like to wear their top ankles ones, but me, man, you know, I like my ankles loose. I want to get moving. I'm moving down the field.
Amen. Favorite musical artist?
Musical artist. That's a good one. Drake is just a vibe to me, man. Drake has all those songs to me. So at nighttime too, I just be vibing, man.
And we pray that we get more than just singles. We get a whole album, right?
Yes, sir. I know, right? He needs to come out with another one. He needs to hurry up.
Favorite car to drive if you could drive a car or SUV?
Favorite car to drive? Like any type of car?
Yep.
Or, man, if I had to pick one car right now to drive, probably, what's that car called again? Rolls Royce, for sure. You know, I don't want no supercars. I'm too big for that, man. So, you know, Rolls Royce will be perfect for me.
I will tell you this: Rolls Royce just came out with a new SUV.
Oh, what? A new? Then I'm going with the SUV because I know it's gonna be good either way.
Hey, I tell you, you gotta watch. There's this. I think her name is Super Blonde. She does product art. She was in Dubai and did a review of the Rolls Royce SUV.
Yeah, she's the one that be doing the cars that are gonna be set out in the future that are not even released yet.
Correct.
Those are crazy expensive. But yeah, that'll be my top car. Rolls Royce.
There you go. One for you is last movie you just saw.
Last movie I just saw, Moana. Moana with my little nephews and nieces. Yeah, Moana. So, you know, it's always about the Polynesian culture in this house.
Two serious things. If you were running late somewhere and you had to let somebody know something, okay, would you call or text, and why?
Call. I feel like call is way better because it's more respectable. You know, like when I'm late to my workouts, I just give Coach Along a call real quick. I'm be like, sorry, Coach, I'm gonna be late because, you know, this reason. But you know, if I'm late to a workout, probably just send them a text because they're in the middle of the workout right now. But yeah, most definitely call because it's more respectable.
I tell you, Dave, we've been facing a lot of different things. I mean, if you look at today's time, we're going to ask you this serious question. On the political stage, social, economic, I mean, judicial, with George Floyd and people of color. Tell me, if there was one thing you could have an impact on the world today that you could change, what would that one thing be, Dave?
Violence, hatred. I feel like you know, that's three words right there. Cruel, violence, and hatred. That's three things I'll change. But if I had to pick one, it's definitely violence. You know, we see it so much every day, and not only that, it's starting to impact the people around us. You know, and I look at that. You know, it's definitely with the George Floyd thing. You know, it's just, you know, everyone has their own opinion, and you know, we can't do anything to change that. You know, so
you get it twisted. It hasn't been just George Floyd. There's been a plethora.
Yeah.
Deaths when it comes to police brutality and things of that sort. So I don't mean to just put George Floyd out there, but there are a plethora of people that have been lost.
Oh yeah. You know, it's not only one guy too, and you know, I definitely agree with you 100% on that. But you know, it also, you know, and there's a reason why all of this is going on, because everyone has different opinions. You know, you know, we could protest all we want, but what better is that gonna do? We could rob this store. What's better that's gonna do? You know, it's literally violence. That's it. And I feel like that's what everyone's using now to solve the issue. But I feel like we could just come with a better way to fix it.
Thank you. I appreciate your honesty there. And I tell you, we hopefully will see change. And again, that's where we hope that things will change and go in a direction that's positive. And I think that's the
yes, sir.
I'm going to ask you one final question, my friend, and because this is going to be a doozy, and you're going to be no longer a sophomore, you'll be a junior, so you're smarter for it. My question is to you, and again, what would you prefer? Would you prefer your favorite food not cooked right, or would you rather be on outside the games?
Well, I don't want my food bad, so I'm definitely going with outside the games.
Fuck that, man. Outside the games.
Yeah, I definitely don't want my food bad, so I'm definitely on outside the games. That's no question about it. And you know, I always enjoy time on here, so it's not gonna bug me. So
there you go. There you go. Well, hey, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, Dave IULI. Again, class of 2022 out of Puyallup, Vikings.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you being on our show, taking us in about what the high school's like, but also getting to know you as a person and a player, but I'm also a student athlete that's taking care of things in the classroom. Again, COVID, we don't know where things are going to go, but we're praying that you stay safe and healthy. Thank you to
Yes,
your
sir.
family as well. Give our love from outside the games to your family. We can't wait to watch you out there in Puyallup.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Outside the Games. I appreciate the interview, and I love you guys too.